Episode 24 of the Hitters Meetings on Braves Hip Call. Welcome back, chat. As per usual, I am joined with Coach Ken Anderson. Coach, how the heck are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great because one of my all-time favorite Braves is the hip call we're doing tonight, the Evan Gaddis hip call. I love it. Number 24. Let's go.
El Oso Blanco, if you remember, chat. If you know, you know. Some of you may be too young. But we are recording this very early in the week just because we had a lot of stuff that we had to record on the weekend or closer to the Mets series. So we got a head start on this. This is Tuesday night currently. So there's a lot. Wednesday night. I'm sorry. See, I'm already losing track of days right now. So we're taking a little bit of a shot in the dark with the starting pitchers. We have a decent idea, but things can change. It's Major League Baseball. Teams make adjustments all the time. So this is what we're going to be rolling with. I'm just going to go ahead and list it out for you. So Friday night, we think it's going to be Christian Scott. Saturday, we think it's going to be Kodai. He may have an opener. We don't know. Sunday, Sean Manaea. And then Monday is Nolan McLean. So that one you can probably bank it. And I would imagine Kodai as well. There might be some changes. But Coach just pretty solid on that. That was the intel that we were told. Again, it could change. But, Ken, we are going to start with Friday night's starter, Christian Scott. What you got on Mr. Scott?
He's the everyday pitcher now. He's got a really good fastball, 96 miles an hour or so, and he throws the sweeper for outs. I like his arm. I think the ball comes out really good out of this kid's arm. I think it's funny that he wears Zach Wheeler's number because Zach had almost identical stuff. And I don't know if the Mets did that on purpose, but he reminds me, not the kind of way he throws the arm slot, but he's got a lot of his same stuff. And, it's not going to be the easiest ride.
No, a very high upside arm, very young man in the Mets organization. So it's not going to be easy for the Braves. So let's go ahead and get into his repertoire. He's got a four-seam fastball. It sits around 95, 97. He's got a sweeper, a cutter, a splitter, and changeup. You can call it whatever you want. Splitter, changeup is the same pitch. He's got a slider and a sinker, and his sinker sits around 92 to 93, and I think he might have a little bit of run on his four-seam as well. But righties, you're going to get a heavy dose of the four-seam and sweeper, but you will get a little bit of a sprinkle of the cutter mixed in there. Lefties, you're going to get more four-seam and cutter with a mix of the sweeper and a little bit of the changeup. He doesn't throw the changeup much, so that was an interesting thing that I saw. That's probably going to be something he's going to have to develop later on against lefties. Sweeper heavy counts to right-handed hitters are going to be the 0-1, 1-2, and 2-2 counts. He relies on the four-seam fastball when he is behind in the count, which makes sense. You throw 97 miles an hour, you might as well throw it to get back in the count. Fastball dominant when behind in the count to lefties. He has no real tendencies, though, with the off-speed. He mixes it in pretty well throughout the counts when he is ahead in the count. Right-handed hitters, our approach, we are going to hunt the four-seam and sweeper. The four-seam fastball, you want to start belt to mid-thigh, inner third to outer third. Anything that starts in that window and breaks away, take it. The sweeper that you want to swing at is going to start off the plate inside to the inner third, belt to mid-thigh. This will allow you to recognize a hittable cutter and sweeper in these windows. You want to keep your direction to the big part of the field. You do not want to get pull happy because that's the one thing that we've been doing in this miserable stretch is getting pull happy, and it has not been a fun time. Left-handed hitters, we're going to hunt the same windows. The only thing that changes is you want the sweeper to start off of the plate away to the outer third, belt to mid-thigh. The four-seam, you want to eliminate the inside corner basically. Keep the ball out over the middle of the plate and outer part of the plate. Keep your direction to the big part of the field. He is going to pound the four-seam fastball up and away, and he's going to run the cutter into you. So just eliminate the inside part of the plate. That's going to take care of the cutter. He's going to mainly stay on that outside part, so you might as well hunt out there. You know where you want the four-seamer to start. You know where you want the sweeper and cutter to start in order for it to line up where your window is. And when you get it, don't miss it. So stick to your windows for both hitters, please, and make sure you don't expand down in the zone. Get the ball up against this guy. I know it's not the easiest thing to hit 95, 97 at the top of the zone, but if you start swinging at stuff at the bottom of the zone, he's going to expand with the sweeper. He's going to expand with the changeup. He's going to get you to chase the cutter. It's just not going to be a fun time. You got a better shot at getting something up in the zone to driving it and doing damage than you will if you start swinging at stuff low in the zone. So, Ken, that is what I got on Mr. Christian Scott. Do you have anything else?
The other thing with Christian is they're doing a good job. I think the Mets have finally learned of throwing these kids way too many pitches. Jake DeGrom would be the one that comes into play, and so they are keeping his pitch count in a normal realm. So if we can get his pitch count up, he may only be there like 4 innings. The Blue Jays this past start, or was it Phillies maybe? The Phillies this past start, he had 82 pitches in 4 1/3 innings, and they pulled him. So something to keep an eye on. They're keeping an eye on their young pitchers.
Again, make sure you keep him in your windows. Don't expand in, out, up, or down. Keep him in that upper part of the strike zone, and when he's there, make sure you do damage. Saturday night starter, Kodai Senga. Ken, my goodness, he feels like he's been around for 15 years, but it's only been like 4 or 5. What you got on old Kodai?
Yeah, Kodai. The reason why, now look, they may go a different route. He's probably going to have an opener, and they may even have other bullpen, but he'll be the bulk inning guy for them. They're trying to get him back into the starting rotation. So that's why we're guessing he'll get a start there. He actually threw a bunch of innings. Let's see, I got the pitches here. He threw 80 pitches. So that's the reason why he's probably going to be due to pitch. As you said, he has that ghost fork ball. It's unhittable. If he throws it for strikes, he's tough to hit. His problem is, the reason I had to take him out of starting rotation, is he threw way too many balls. He was bouncing it. So something to keep an eye on. He does throw hard, by the way. So we'll see what happens.
All right, let's get into the pitch mix. He throws the four-seam fastball. He's going to throw the ghost fork, as you have seen, cutter, sweeper / slider, kind of the same pitch. And he's got the occasional sinker and curveball. He rarely throws those, though. His sinker is not a very good pitch, and his curveball, again, when you got the fork ball, there really is no need for the curveball. So I don't know why. It's only 1%, so he's probably throwing maybe 5 all year. So right-handed hitters, you are going to primarily see the four-seam fastball, cutters, and forkballs. Every once in a while, you'll see a sweeper. He's going to try to pound the four-seam fastball at the top of the zone to try to get the right-handers to expand below the zone on the forkball and on the sweeper, slider, and cutter away off of the plate. Lefties, he has an even split between the four-seam, cutter, and forkball, and he will sprinkle in some sweepers. He is going to try to live on the outside corner with the four-seam fastball to try to front door the sweeper and cutter and try to get the lefties to expand on the forkball down and away off of the plate. Heavy forkball usage to left-handed hitters when he is ahead in the count. I don't think that took any rocket science to figure that one out. His forkball counts, even to righties, are 0-2-1-2. That is his go-to pitch to put away hitters, is going to be his forkball. He does lean on his cutter to get back in counts, though, to both righties and lefties. So if he's down 3-1, 2-1, you can look for the cutter in those counts if you choose to, and that's when he tends to throw the cutter. He doesn't throw it much other than that. So, righties, your approach, we are going to hunt the fastball and forkball window, and also the sweeper and cutter window. For the four-seamer and forkball, you want the ball to start belly button high to the high thigh, from the outside corner to the middle part of the plate. The only sweeper and cutters we want to swing at, they're going to start at us off the plate inside to the inner third, above the zone to the top of the zone. Keep your direction to right center field and do not try to pull him. Do not expand your windows any lower than the high thigh. If that thing starts mid to low thigh, take it, because he's going to try to eat you alive with the forkball. That goes for both righties and lefties. Lefties, we are hunting the same windows. You want the fastball and forkball to start on the inside corner to the outer third of the plate, belly button high to high thigh. The sweeper and cutter, you want to start off of the plate away to the outer third, above the zone, to the top of the zone. Keep your direction to left center field and give up the inside corner. Do not expand your windows. Do not expand your zones any lower. Keep your direction to the big part of the field and get the ball up in the strike zone, and you will have a good chance. Because if he hangs the forkball, let me tell you, that is a barrel party waiting to happen out front, because that is nothing but a BP fastball that you can absolutely park, and that's been his big problem this year. He's been bouncing the forkball, and then he hangs it because he's just trying to get it in the strike zone. So that may be a problem that comes to roost in that game. Ken, what else do you have on Mr. Senga?
I would say Kodai has the best forkball I've seen since Mike Scott. I know that's 40-something years ago from the Houston Astros. But you can pull up some film on him. It's the exact same movement. And back then, they told the guys, as soon as you've seen it below your waist, just take it. And that's what Ryan has said, and he's spot on. That's what we should have to do against Kodai.
Get it on up in the zone, man. Just get it on up in the zone. Sunday, the wannabe Chris Sale, Sean Manaea, is going against us. So, Ken, what do you have against Mr. Sean Manaea?
Sean's the one of the four that's not going to blow the bat out of her hand, but he's a really good pitcher, and he had his best start, his last start against Toronto. He threw 90 pitches. He does get the count up. For me, it's kind of the same thing with this sweeper. I'm just going to hunt fastball. I know I can get through it. That's been his problem, is control. Get him in the zone and try to get him, have something coming towards you, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, in my opinion. So I see what Ryan says.
All right. Let's go to the pitch mix. He's got the four-seamer. He's got the slider and sweeper, sinker, cutter. That's his pitch mix. Righties, you're going to see primarily the four-seam fastball and sweeper with a dose of the sinker and cutter every once in a while. He's going to pound the four-seam fastball up and away to set up the sinker running away off the plate and the cutter boring into you, while he's also going to run that sweeper to the back foot. So he's setting up a bunch of tunnels off of that up and away plane. Left-handed hitters, you're going to primarily see the sweeper and sinker. You'll see a little bit of the four-seam and cutter, but it's primarily going to be sinker-sweeper. He will keep the sinker in on you to open up the sweeper away, and he's going to use that tunnel to open up the four-seam fastball with the sweeper as well, getting you to look where he's getting you to look for the sweeper, and he's going to try to blow the four-seam fastball right on the outside part of the plate to get you looking or to get you laid on it because you're sitting sweeper in that area. He is fastball heavy when he is behind in the count to both lefties and righties. Sinkers are really prevalent in 2-0, 3-0, and 3-1 counts. He keeps an even split between the four-seam and sweeper when he is ahead in the count to right-handed hitters. So there is no real sitting a pitch there. You're just going to have to hunt your windows and make sure your eyes are recognizing the pitches very well. He is sweeper heavy to lefties, though, when he is ahead in the count, especially with two strikes. I don't think that is any surprise to anybody because that is his put-away pitch. Righties, our approach, we're going to hunt the four-seam fastball and the sweeper windows. For the four-seamer, we want the ball to start inner third, outer third, belt to high thigh. The sweeper, we want it to start off of the plate away to the outside corner, starting above the strike zone to the high thigh. You want to keep your direction going to right center field and do not get pull happy. For the love of God, stick to your approach and do not expand your windows. Austin Riley, I'm looking at you. For the love of God, please. Lefties, your approach, you're going to hunt the sinker and sweeper. For the sinker, you want the ball to start off of the plate away to the outer third, belly button to high thigh in height. Do not expand in. And if anything starts in that window and breaks away, take it. The sweeper, you want the ball to start off of the plate inside at you to the inner third of the plate. You want it to start above the strike zone or at the very minimum to the high thigh. If anything starts in that window and runs back inside, take it. Do not expand your windows and do not go any lower than the high thigh because he's going to eat you alive with the sweeper, with the cutter, and with the changeup. Keep your direction to left center field. Get the ball up in the strike zone, and you're probably going to have a good bit of success off of Sean Manaea. Ken, that is what I got on him. You got anything else?
No, you said it like a hitter would. I said it like a pitching coach would. You got to get it in windows. You can't be guessing pitches with him. So if we just guess where we want, go to the window, we should be able to hit him.
And then we get to face their big monster, Nolan McLean, on Monday night. Ken, he absolutely ate us alive in that start against us up in New York. I don't want to relive that. So hopefully we listen to the hitters' meetings and we have a good time. Ken, you got anything right now on Mr. McLean that you would like to share with the class?
He just ate Toronto's lunch. 6 innings, no runs, and it is winning day. The Mets are a bad team, but one thing is they win his starts. Even though he's like 5-5 or something like that, they're 10-5 in his games. He gets them deep. He's a great pitcher. So he is the best one of the young kids, and he has an elite sweeper. So good luck.
That he does. His sweeper is absolutely disgusting. Shoot, even his sinker, man. He got Olsen. That thing started at his hip and ran back over the inside corner, man. It is. He's got some really good stuff. I've been pleasantly surprised with that kid. New York's got a good one there, but hopefully they don't screw that up. All right, we're going to get into his pitch mix. He has a sweeper. That is his signature pitch. It ramps up to 2,900 RPMs, probably touches 3,000 every once in a while, and it can run anywhere from 15 to 22 inches of glove side break. That is disgusting. The sinker, mid to high 90s. He's got heavy arm side run, as we saw against Matt Olson last time, where it started at his hip and ran back over the middle of the plate. And Matt Olson was big boy sad when he was walking back to the dugout. He's got a 4-seam fastball as well. He doesn't use it as much as the sinker. He's got a curveball. We're going to get into that one in a little bit. Cutter and changeup. Righties, we're primarily going to see sinkers and sweepers. Every once in a while, he'll mix in one of these three, the 4-seam, cutter, or curveball. Again, you'll see how he uses the curveball here in a minute. Left-handed hitters, you see an even split between all of his pitches. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's a tough ride. Righties, he's going to pound the sinker inside to tunnel the sweeper away. Lefties, he's going to establish the 4-seam at the top of the zone, and you're about to see why he uses all 4 pitches. That 4-seam sets it up. So he tunnels for the sinker that's going to run away from you, the changeup that's going to run away from you, the cutter that runs into you, the curveball that runs in and down from you, and the sweeper that runs into your back foot. So he literally has the 4-seam, and then everything breaks off of it. It is not a fun time as a left-handed hitter. He noticeably, here comes the curveball, goes to the curveball in 2 strike counts, 0-2, 1-2. He is going to the curveball against right-handed hitters. Sweeper is present a little bit in those counts, but not as heavily as the curveball. The curveball was almost 60% usage in those 2 counts. Lefties also see the curveball in the same counts, even at a higher clip. So his 1-2 and 0-2 put-out pitch is going to be the curveball, and that scares me because the Braves, they get a sick day when they see curveballs. They don't show up to work on those pitches. I'll just go ahead and keep it a $110. He is sinker and 4-seam fastball heavy when he's behind the count. Makes sense. You throw 97 miles an hour. Go ahead and see if you can hit it. That's kind of a good approach. Righties, we're going to hunt the sinker and breaking ball windows. For the sinker, we want the ball to start away off of the plate. That's a big thing. He has a lot of run on his sinker. So if it starts off the plate, do not give up on it. That might be the sinker that ends up being right down the middle, and you can do some damage to it. But you want to expand that to the outer third because that should run it to the inside part of the plate where you can still get to it. If the ball starts farther inside than the inner third or the outer third, take it. It's going to be a ball. It's going to run into you too much, and it's going to be off of the plate, and you're going to get jammed, and that's not a fun time. If the ball starts in that window and breaks away, take it. It has no shot at being a strike. The breaking ball window, we want the ball to start at us to the inside corner, above the strike zone, to the high thigh. Do not expand your windows any lower. If the ball starts in that window and breaks in, take it because it's going to be a ball. If it starts farther away and breaks away, take it. Keep your direction to right center field. Don't get pull happy. Keep it simple. See it deep into the zone. Drive it to right center field and keep your eyes up in the zone. Do not expand lower because on 2 strike counts, he's going to eat you alive with the curveball. Thank you. Lefties, we're going to hunt the sinker and 4-seam fastball and breaking ball windows. So you have 3 windows. The sinker, you want it to start in off of the plate at you to the inner third, belly button high to high thigh. The 4-seam fastball, you want it to start at the belt. No higher, no lower. To the from the inner third to the outer third. The breaking ball, you want it to start off of the plate away to the outer third, above the strike zone, to the high thigh. Keep your direction to left center field. See the ball deep into the zone. Again, do not get pull happy. Do not expand your windows any lower. Get the ball up, and you should have some success. But again, if you want to eliminate the 4-seam fastball window, that's fine. But again, it's going to be a tough ride. He's got pitches that can go all over the place, and he's going to establish the 4-seam fastball first. So if you get that pitch early in the count and it's in the zone, you're not going to want to take it. So you kind of got to hunt all these windows. The one thing that I might suggest for hitters is to do a little bit more deep dive and understand where the 4-seam might show up and where the sinker might show up so you can kind of eliminate one of the windows based on the count. But even that can be tricky because, again, he can go to any pitch at any count, especially if he's on that night. So, again, that's where a lot of adjustments to hitters' planning and hitters' game planning against a pitcher changes depending upon what they see. So, Ken, it's a rough ride against this guy. Do you got anything else?
The only thing I got is I love this kid. He's a great pitcher, and he got drafted by the wrong team. That's what I have.
He is nasty. When I saw this and I saw the tunnels he was setting up to left-handed hitters, I was like, my God, man. I'd rather be a right-handed hitter facing him than a lefty. You only got to worry about a few of his toys. Lefties, good luck. All right, so let's move to the bullpen. Their bullpen has been – it's not been bad. It's actually been one of their better parts of their team. So one of the reasons why is the left-handed reliever. I like this guy. I've liked him ever since I think he was with Tampa Bay, I think is where he was at. Mr. Brooks Raley. Ken, what you got on Mr. Brooks Raley?
Yeah, first of all, Chad, we do 2 relievers. We always say when the bullpen gets to the 6-inning, game's over. It's the same thing with the Mets a lot. Brazoban and Luke Weaver could have been picked here. They've had great years. But we chose the lefty specialist in their closer. Brooks Raley is a tough ride. He has an elite sweeper. And we know how we hit the sweeper, the Braves. So our best chance is he's going to come in that Baldwin, Albies, Olsen window. If Baldwin and Olsen were, on their game, they can possibly hit him because go middle backside. Ozzie has the best chance against this guy, but this is going to be a tough ride when he gets in the game.
No doubt about it. He's been a really good left-handed reliever for a long time. It's one of the better ones in all of baseball, and he just keeps on producing. He's got the sweeper, he's got a cutter, he's got a sinker, and he's got a changeup. The lefties are primarily going to see sweepers, sinkers, and cutters. God bless you. Righties, God bless you as well because you get the entire kitchen sink. Right-handed hitters, he is off-speed dominant after the first pitch unless he is down 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. So you're going to get a lot of off-speed. Changeup he likes to use in 2 strike counts, 0-2, 1-2, and he gets sweeper heavy in the rest of the count. So if it's 2-2, even 3-2, he likes to go to the sweeper. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying throw everything else out the window and just hunt that pitch. I'm saying make sure you're prepared for it because those are the pitch. That's the pitch he tends to lean on in those counts. Doesn't mean he's not going to try to blow 91 by you either. All right. Left-handed hitters, he is going to try to get ahead of you either with the sinker or cutter, and then in 2 strike counts, he is going to eat you alive with the sweeper. That sweeper is coming, and it's going to be often once he gets ahead of you 2 strikes. Righties, our approach, we're going to hunt the sinker, changeup, and the sweeper cutter windows. For the sinker and changeup, you want the ball to start in off of the plate to the middle, belly button to high thigh. The sweeper and cutter, you want the ball to start away off of the plate to the outer third and above the strike zone to the high thigh. Keep your direction to the big part of the field. Get him up in the strike zone. He's a lot easier to hit up in the strike zone. He doesn't have 96, 97 gas anymore. He throws 91, 92, 93. You can get on top of that, and you can drive him into the gaps. But if you're going to start chasing stuff low in the zone, he's going to eat you up with a changeup and sweeper, and it's not going to be a fun at bat. So get him up in the strike zone. If he paints the bottom of the zone 3 pitches in a row, tip your cap and move back to the dugout because you didn't have a shot anyway. Lefties, we're going to hunt the sinker and the sweeper cutter windows. You want the sinker to start away off of the plate to the middle of the plate, belly button to high thigh. The sweeper and cutter, you want to start at you and above the zone to the inner third of the plate and to the high thigh. So above the zone to the high thigh for height. Keep your direction to left center field and keep him up in the strike zone. Again, do not expand your zone any lower. Make sure he's in your window, because if you start expanding low, you're not going to have a fun time and he's going to eat you up. Ken, that is what I got on Mr. Brooks Raley. Do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Believe it or not, their closer's the easiest one of them all to game plan against, and I think that would kind of line up with his numbers. Their closer is Mr. Devin Williams. What you got on him, Ken?
Devin got off to a terrible start. He has pitched better lately. The problem with Devin is whoever the first batter in the game is, this is what people found out with the Yankees, you got to take some pitches. Because as soon as he sees he is not getting his changeup dotting the bottom of the strike zone, he panics. And so whoever gets the first at bat against Devin, please, for the love of God, I hope it's not Ozzie. I hope it's anybody else but Ozzie, but everybody else take some pitches and see if he's off that night. Because when he falls out of the changeup, his fastball is very hittable.
I would also like to add, listen, Michael's been better this year. I'm not saying anything about Michael, but I don't want you swinging at the 0-0 changeup in the dirt for a strike one, Michael. I'll just go ahead and keep it a $110 with you, my guy. All right, so as you have seen, he's got a fastball, he's got a changeup, and he's got a cutter/slider that he likes to use, but it's not very often. It's mainly four-seam and changeup. Both hitters are going to have the same approach. You're going to hunt the fastball and changeup window. That's what he's going to throw. That's what we're going to hunt. Lefties, you want the ball to start belly button high because the changeup will drop down into the zone. And I'll be honest with you, 95 is not as effective as 97, 98 at the top of the zone, especially nowadays. So guys can get to 95 a little bit above the zone. So you want it there, and you want to start again at the high thigh, middle of the plate. So you want inner third to outer third part of the plate. Anything that starts farther away than that or lower, auto take. Is not going to be in the strike zone. Righties, you want the ball to start belly button to high thigh and away off of the plate to the middle of the plate. Anything that starts farther inside or lower, take it. Get the ball up in the strike zone and keep your direction going to the big part of the field. His fastball also does have some horizontal run to it, so if it's off the plate away, don't give up on it, right-handed hitters, because they can come back and you can do some damage on that fastball. Again, don't chase low. If you chase low and you start that process, it's going to be a terrible at-bat. He's going to eat you up. But if you keep him up in the strike zone, you got a really good shot at doing some damage against him. So that's what I got on Mr. Devin Williams. I think he's actually one of their easier relievers to hit. I'll keep it a $110 with you. There's a reason why he hasn't been as good in the last couple of years. The league's figured him out. You got anything else, Ken?
Not only Luke Weaver should really be their closer, but that's a them problem.
That is a them problem. There's no doubt about that. So, with that being said, Ken, it's a 4-game set. What is your series prediction?
I really want to take a right-handed bat right now, but we were an Aussie out, so I won't do that. I'll try to find a left-handed bat that I think will have a good series. I am going to go Michael Harris. Hopefully Michael will have good at-bats, and it worries me against McLean, so he'll have to have really good at-bats of the first 3. But I do think if Michael gets against Brooks, Michael is the one left-handed that does hit the sweeper pretty good. And because he can hit out of the zone, that's the biggest reason. Michael has no problem hitting the ball out of the zone. So I'll go Money Mike.
I like it. What do you think we do in the series now?
I thought we may split, but we're filming this on Wednesday night after the Braves really look good, so I'm going to go 3 out of 4.
Ooh, okay, I like the positivity. And guess what, Ken? I'm going out on a bleeping limb.
Don't do it.
I'm going out on a limb. And I'm going to look like the biggest you-know-what on the planet. Chad, I'll give you my pick here in a second, but I think we win 2 out of 4. It's hard to win 3 out of 4. It's just hard to win a 4-game set. But I think the Braves are playing well enough that we can win 2 out of 4. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose 3 out of 4. Wouldn't be surprised if we win 3 out of 4, to be honest with you. But my pick to click. Don't laugh, Ken. Don't you do it. He is lost in the sauce, but the legendary third baseman himself came to visit him on Wednesday night. Chipper Jones did. I think Austin Riley has a good series against the Mets. He has crucified them in his career, and I think I like the pitching matchups that he will see. It's not going to be a ton of velo. McLean's going to give him some trouble, but the other guys maybe not as much. So I'm going to go Austin Riley. I think Chipper finally gets through to him that you need to lock in your approach and get back to right center field. And hopefully that little base hit that he got in the last inning against the Cardinals gave him a little bit of confidence. Austin Riley, make me look fucking smart for once. Sorry for dropping the F-bomb, Chad. I'm sorry. I'm pulling at straws to get this dude going. I'm at my wit's end with Austin Riley, as you guys can tell. So that is our series predictions. Those are our picks to click. Ken, do you have any final thoughts before we head on out?
If Austin Riley ends up being your pick to quick, we're going to sweep him. Seriously.
I'll take it. I'll take that every day of the week.
Yep, mark it down. We'll sweep him. If he has a big series, we're going to sweep the Mets.
Also, chat on Hardcore Braves. We got their play-by-play man on for an interview on the Coach's Corner. We got to talk a lot of Rome Emperors. It was a fun time. You guys need to go check that episode out. It was very, very fun to talk to him. I think it was Gavin Booker, right?
It is.
He's a really nice guy. He was really fun to talk to. Go give him a follow on X. He dropped all that info at the end of the podcast. So give it a listen to. We might have some more stuff coming up as well with the Rome Emperors. Hopefully, you're just going to have to give that episode a listen to and listen all the way through, chat. But other than that, follow us on all of our socials at Hardcore Braves, at Boyd PC, at Braves Homer 27, and at Aaron on Deck. And we will see you guys in the next episode of the Hitters Meetings. Peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.